Okay, so archery and the importance of setting your aim. So I have been practicing archery for literally years. Um, I can't really remember a time when I wasn't. I'm not saying I'm any good. I'm just saying I've been doing it for a long time. My dad got me into it and my brother into it. And it's always been like a fun thing to do. And I find it almost meditative, almost like very chill, very relaxed. I like it. It's nice. So this video is another like philosophy-esque kind of thing where I wanted to talk about why I like archery and sort of what it means to me, and then the importance of like setting your aim or that kind of thing. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. And every now and then I'm gonna shoot an arrow. Whoa. So I like archery because first of all, it's like fun. It's fun to shoot an arrow. It's fun to watch it like fly across and hit a target or whatever. Sorry, I was just watching a robin. ADD, it's a problem. Anyway, I like it because you're basically like setting your target. You are deciding where you want the arrow to go. There's a lot of skill. I love that kind of skill-based stuff. There's a really neat community around where I live with archery and archery ranges and stuff like that, which I like. So that's like a big part of it. But the other part of it, and I can't remember if it was Jordan Peterson or I can't remember which like philosopher or thought professor or whatever thought of the idea of like the importance of setting your aim. But I really like that concept. So if you haven't heard, the concept of like setting your aim is basically if you can figure out your target or where you want to go, it's much easier to like attain goals once you've put them into like a specific category in your head. This is why a lot of people say that you need to write down your goals in order to achieve them, because if you don't, you're never gonna achieve them. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the need to write them down, but I think there's a lot to be said for having a target or having a goal and then striving for it or aiming for it, I think it's like, it's a good concept. It's solid, it's positive, it's not destructive or difficult, and you don't have to apply like a whole lot of emotion to it. You can just start striving towards it. And I think a lot of people get bogged down in like the how and the why and the why are we here kind of questions, but it's much easier when you know your direction to just go for it, regardless of what other people say, what external things are going on in your life. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for that. And archery is nice because it has like this specific goal. Like you have a set of criteria that you're trying to hit. You're trying to hit the target. You're trying to catch the deer, whatever you're doing. There is like a very straightforward process. And I also like archery because it's a very human pursuit. I think almost every culture on the planet developed archery at some point in some way or form. Obviously, there were advancements like the crossbow in Europe, the hwacha, and all kinds of different. Actually, I don't know if the hwacha in Korea is an archery-based weapon. But there were like ballistas in ancient Rome. There are all kinds of archery technology, and the idea of like a bow. So the idea is just that there is innate tension in this, and that by controlling that tension, you can, and by focusing that attention, you can like cause great energy. And so like, that's pretty cool in itself. And that's like a good definer for the philosophy kind of stuff I'm talking about, is that archery involves tension and all kinds of different physics in order to project an arrow forward, in the same way that when you set your goal, you are trying to project yourself forward and achieve that goal. And so I don't know, I like the symmetry of that. I think that sounds cool. I'm really not trying to be some like deep philosopher or anything. A big part of why I like archery is just because it sounds cool. It feels cool to shoot an arrow. It's really satisfying when the arrow hits its mark. There's a lot of things that I just inherently enjoy about it, which is fine. You know, that's life. You've got to enjoy what you do. But there is this like deeper meaning and the idea of like taking aim, setting aim, that kind of thing. It's very satisfying. And I'm not one of these people that's like super motivated on goal setting and goal achieving and things like that. I have some very broad goals that I would like to achieve, but they aren't ego based, or I'd like to think they're not ego based, and they're more about connecting with people, experiencing a good life, being there for my family. They aren't goals that have like a necessary achievement spot. You know, like you might have a goal like I would like to finish university, and like that's a good goal. It's productive. You know, you're expanding your mind while you're doing it, and it has a definitive end. The goals that I like to set don't have definitive end goals. They don't have an end point where you're like, oh, I've done it, I've achieved this. They're more like moral frameworks that I use to live my life and develop myself. So I don't know, I think maybe that's dumb, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's the way you should set goals and the way you should sort of encourage that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know, just some basic archery thoughts for you today. I'm gonna finish up the rest of these arrows, but I hope you have a beautiful day and smile, achieve what you want to achieve, set a goal, take aim at it, and have fun. Life's too short to not have fun. Okay.